Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Riot's Night 8. It's another day where we take a look at Riot footage. I imagine it's going to be a bit tame, so we'll take a look at some other things. I've seen a few interesting takes on the internet over the past few days, so I figured we'd take a look at that, but we make sure everything is coming along nicely, that the stream is happening. It looks like we're good. I can hear my voice, so that means the stream has started. I have completely redone my computer setup, so I now have two screens in front of me, right? Instead of having to rubberneck like I was the other night, I now have the two screens in front of me. They're at a 90-degree angle, so I can see both of them, like, at the same time. And I should have things cleaned up a little bit. So, welcome everybody. I'm going to jump into the intro here. And I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Alright, that's that one, and I got another one for you guys. He just can't keep getting away with it. I think this is... yeah, this is the one.
You need to get out of here, you're gonna get arrested too.
Press!
Alright, I gotta get 5 seconds, buddy, you're gonna get arrested too. Okay.
No freedom of press?
No.
Alright.
Go! Go!
Alright. I'm going.
It's been 4 hours, man.
Where's the freedom of the press?
A few minutes later.
I'm still going.
Yeah.
I'm leaving. Alright.
We love our
Alright.
our law enforcement.
Get on the ground.
We love our military, they're important. We love our cops, our law enforcement. We love our military, they're important. And when I'm in a jam, I know that I can
See,
fight the man.
cringe plus time equals irony.
How far am I from where you first contacted me? Come on, how far am I from where you first contacted me?
Baked Alaska, everybody. Baked Alaska. What's he doing these days? Oh, hanging out with a catboy. Alright, everybody. Welcome to Riot's Night 8. It is June 3rd, 2020. It's been an interesting past couple of days as I've seen faceless corporations pretend to care about social issues in order to prove to the world just how much they care. How much they care, chat. I'm going to have to get used to the microphone being on the complete other side of the desk. But I think everything is way more fine-tuned. I've got more desk space. I'm loving it. Alright, but with that, let's switch over. Basically the same overlay as before, but I cropped the windows a little bit more. So it should be a little more pleasing to the eyes. So what do we have today? I can't remember if I fixed the labels. I think I did. Okay, so first we have LA. This is in, I think, over by the City Hall. You know, I'll just bring up the labels because I already did that. So Charlotte, North Carolina, LA in the upper left-hand corner, and Lexington, Kentucky. So I didn't even have the locations right. Glad I brought up the labels. So there you have it. We'll take a look at those. I don't see anything happening on any of them, but we'll keep a nice eagle-eye view on everything coming up over the course of the evening. Did I see George was infected with COVID? Which George? There are a few Georges out there. But anyway, sorry, I was taking a sip of my beverage. Soros? I can't imagine that they meant Soros. We would have heard about that, right? Every right... Floyd, you racist. Did he really have COVID? Now, that would be crazy. Yeah, because if it was Soros, we would have heard about that. Looks like the LA stream went down right as I brought it up. Lovely. That's one. That's two. Okay. So let's find something else. We'll refresh the pages here, but I wanted to share this with you guys because this is some top tier shit. Donald Trump tweets this out just a little bit ago, 2 hours, following the release of an article. It just here's the thing, chat. Whether you like Mattis or not, this is some thin-skinned shit. This is what a teenage girl would do. This is not how a grown-ass man should conduct himself, let alone the leader of our nation. I mean, I know it's kind of an overblown thing to say, like, you know, Trump is unprofessional, blah, 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 right? But this is kind of ridiculous. Here's a person that was more than happy to use the adoration that people of a lot of military families have of General Mattis. I've heard people firsthand who knew him personally, and they're like, yeah, this guy's the shit. They're like, yeah, he brings on Mattis, I'm fully on board. I've seen so many people, online and in real life. So when I see this, it says to me that this is going to rub a lot of the other people the wrong way. What do I think of it? I don't find it surprising. This is Trump. This is who he is. He doesn't hide who he is. However, I think that this will come off really bad. Like this is pure bad optics. It was how I look at this. Even if he's right, it's going to rub a lot of people who supported him due to his pick of Mattis as Secretary of Defense. They're gonna go, wow, this is petty as hell. This is petty. So let me read this for you. Probably the only thing Barack Obama and I have in common is that we both had the honor of firing Jim Mattis, the world's most overrated general. I asked for his letter of resignation and felt great about it. His nickname was Chaos, which I didn't like and changed to Mad Dog. He changed it. You know, that he was the one that came up with it. Is Streamlabs not up? I'll check it out here in a second. His primary strength was not military, but rather personal public relations. I gave him a new life, things to do, and battles to win, but he seldom brought home the bacon. I didn't like his leadership style, or much else about him, and many others agree. Glad he's gone. And this is following an article where he was interviewed, I forget by which outlet. But this is something... This might be a backhanded compliment, but that's something Ethan Ralph would do. You know what I mean? It speaks of a level of insecurity that even by Trump's standards is pretty low. Even by what we're used to with Trump already. I look at that and go, wow, dude. Wow. Now that's something else. That is a Gunt tier tweet. That's exactly, yeah. So I don't know if you were thinking that before I said it, but that was how it came off to me. A level of pettiness that is even, I know I just said this, but like even for Trump, that's bad. Just optically too, like tactically. What's my point? That it. I don't know. I'm saying it really. And at this point in time, who cares? I don't know, man. Shitting on a beloved general a general that is beloved by your fan base. I'm pointing out the horrible optics is what I'm doing. That's what this is. A level of optics that reminds me of, like, the Irony Bros. Hey, let's promote conservatism. Also, let's go on a 10-hour stream with a cat boy. Nobody gives a fuck about Mattis? I don't know, man. I saw a lot of people who gave a fuck about Mattis before. Now, a lot of people will drink this up, but I just see this as an optical disaster. So, I'll bring up another stream here. I'm going to turn on the audio from the Lexington protest. Let's turn that up. It's a little behind, too, so let's switch over to that. And we'll bring up some tweets from Breaking 911. Maybe we'll turn that up just a little bit more. I'm always gonna hear everybody in the Leprechaun say yay. Yay! No, it looks like Streamlabs is working. I mean, I don't see anything new on my end, but it should still be fine. I love 144p and 5 frames per second. Well, I'll have you know, this sucker's at 360 right now, bud. 480 on that one. Here, we'll turn that down to 360 just to please you. You're welcome. There you go, bud. We were at 480, but, you know, I aim to please. Oh, stream bot. Let me bring that up.
ATM Grinder. Make sure you go subscribe to that joint.
Go subscribe to it.
You know what I mean? Do you know what he's saying, chat? All this shit is stupid? Well, you're just now picking up on that, are you?
ATM Grinder, we out here.
I would agree, but it's been pretty dumb for a minute.
You heard it. You heard it here, people.
Yeah, the chants always sound so dumb. I'll turn it back down a little bit.
Nobody turned that boy in.
Now let's bring up...
He seemed pretty cool. He seemed like a homie. He seemed like a pretty cool young cat.
By the way, chat, I feel like I should mention this. I'm going back to work on Friday, so...
Disgusting.
Happy to resume my lifestyle for the most part. But my streams will be slowing down a little bit. You know, like this was a bit of a special event, so I figured we'd keep streaming as things were going. But I just wanted to let you guys know that I will keep... I'm going to have a strange schedule. I'm going to be working swing, but I'll be working late, so it'll either be early mornings or in the afternoon. But I wanted to let you guys know because I've noticed that there has been more monetary support for the channel since I have been unemployed, and you guys have been very, very kind in that regard. And if I have my job back, I wanted to let you guys know that. You know what I mean? If I don't want to be continuing to promote myself as not having income if I have the income coming in. So, to those of you, you guys have been really fucking great. You've helped keep food on the table. I mean, I'm not entirely broke. I probably could have made it, but thank you. Save your money, move to Texas. Hell yeah. I do kind of want to move out there. But yeah, I don't want much of a thing for it, but thank you. Alright, now let's see if we can find something here. This is in DC. It seems somewhat recent. Replace it with the one on the top left. See, I even removed the old-ass TV overlays. Okay, yeah, so this looks live right now.
Stay back! Stay
back! Really, I shouldn't be surprised that it took them this long to realize that their lives matter too. There's the one. Even got him labeled. You know, it's been nice because I've learned a lot more about shortcuts for OBS and everything lately. I also got pretty decent at learning how to, at least in Audacity, balance audio levels without having to do it manually like I normally do. Alright. Is that guy dressed like Wedge from Final Fantasy VII? He's no joke. Okay, no, he's not wearing a shirt. I swear that was Wedge. Alright, looks like it's good. We could switch. Let's switch the audio to Washington, D.C. That's the one thing I forgot to do, was add an icon for whatever one was live at the moment.
When it's time for them to drive, do you think you'll have to tell them if a police officer pulls you over, make sure to keep your hands on the steering wheel, don't make any sudden moves, don't reach for anything because you may get shot if he's not having a good day? Do you think you'll have to tell your children that when it's time for them to get that license, to hit that road and have a good time with their friends? You know, we can't have a good time with our friends on the road because we gotta worry about who pulling up, who behind us. Is all our tail lights good? Because we know if we get pulled over, we might die. Yes, sir.
I want to know what's more fucked up. The fact that Johnson became against us right now, or the fact
Right.
that it's safer for a black man to jump out of a car than it is to have his things on the steering wheel.
We had $2 from Space Jew noodle food. Thank you, thank you. I, no joke, put a whiteboard over by where I feed her, so I can mark down exactly how much I feed her, so I know, just so I know how much she has had to eat. I think you've had too much to eat. I'll tell you when I've had enough. Martial law incoming. Here, I'm going to go off on a bit of a thought real quick, and then we'll bring up some stuff from Breaking 911. Is it just a coincidence that the entire economy was crippled before this, right? Now, I see a lot of people saying, well, it's because people were cooped up in their houses for so long that this is the result of it. And I do think that there's some truth to that, but I wonder how much of this was by design. Because think about it, if you wanted to completely destabilize an economy, first you would cripple the economy, then you would sow chaos, then you would provoke the military to do something to act so bad that the average person would condemn it. So, for me at least, it seems that they're going in a direction. This is all by design, so that way later they can justify the heavy-handed approach that they are already anticipating. As if these joggers had jobs before. Well, that one guy said that he was managing the McDonald's. I mean, you guys go to places. Maybe it's just in California, man. Some places have a blacks-only hiring policy. Alright, I'll bring up Twitter here in a second. I'm going to just sit back and watch these for maybe about 30 seconds, and then we'll bring up some stuff from Breaking 911.
Brother, can I get through real quick?
Right now, you a robot now. Like, regardless of what
That's it, Ken. It's a grown ass man.
That fucking easy, I promise you.
Yeah, grown ass
wanted to
man.
walk away, they would. Isn't it a shame that they done took away their right to free speech so that they can try to silence us? That's a shame. That's a shame. We humans, look us in our eyes. We here, we standing in front of you.
And our taxes go to y'all.
Look at us in our eyes.
If they're human, what does that make me? Or you, for that matter. That's an edgy joke, Susan. That's an edgy joke.
We are on the front lines in Washington, D.C.
Developing 5.5 magnitude earthquake rocks Southern California. Where we're going, we don't need rooftop Koreans.
Let's talk about Bro, but this is literally it's almost like a third world country. Right now. Has the world run out of oil? Why are y'all even here?
It looks like these are mostly tame. Hold on, I'll bring that up here in a few. At the moment, my computer is starting to clug a little bit. Yeah, I can see it in OBS.
I gotta talk to every one of y'all. One-on-one. I know y'all don't want to do it.
Okay, so those of you remember, the FBI came out. Or I'll bring this up because this is something else, right? This is some next level shit. So we've seen on social media firsthand. You can go to any Antifa account like it's going down, or any of the Facebook pages. Yes, I'll check Twitter here in a second. I want to finish this real quick. Oh, good God. So on top of having all these faceless corporations offer to foot the bill for domestic terrorism, we've seen firsthand that Antifa has in fact been organizing. We've seen it ourselves. We could, if you guys, I don't want to disrupt the flow of the stream, but if you haven't seen it, you can go to any Antifa page, and they are promoting organizing nationwide protests. And I've seen firsthand, I'll even bring up the clip I uploaded to my archive. There's a guy who is Antifa on the Unicorn Riot channel talking about going into people's homes and killing them. 100% serious LARPing at the very least. But here, we have the FBI. The FBI has found no intelligence indicating Antifa involvement in May 31st violence, per FBI report leaked to me. This was the same day that Trump vowed to designate Antifa a terrorist organization. I retweeted this and said it's not the first time the FBI found no intelligence, but this is something else. We've seen it ourselves. I've seen it my fucking self. Now I have the FBI coming in and saying, no, you didn't see that. Wink, wink. You didn't see that. No, I've seen them on Facebook and I've seen them on stream. I don't know how to put this to you, FBI, but I know you're completely compromised and you have no interest in even pretending that you're not. But it's so fucking common knowledge, I don't even feel like I need to show you guys. I know that you've seen it because it's all out there. And then here's this right here. Keith Ellison. Remember, Keith Ellison, the Attorney General who is pressing charges against the officers involved in the heart attack of George Floyd. He is known as a representative or an Attorney General that posed with a picture of the Antifa handbook. Get this, right? So, get this. And by the way, one of those officers, matter of fact, look at how racist. Look at these white supremacists. Okay, look at this. Looks like what's maybe either a Mexican or maybe a half black man, maybe. And then you have a white dude, and then you have an Asian man. It looks like a 1990s equal opportunity officer group, and they're accused of being white supremacists. But that's neither. Let's forget about that too, because that was a bunch of bullshit. But let me bring you up a picture that I'm talking about here. Keith L. Also, remember that Keith Ellison was credibly accused of sexual assault. Not sexual assault, domestic abuse. Domestic abuse. And they let him off with it. Let him get away with it. Because, you know, we gotta fight Trump, guys. You guys just don't understand. This is about believing women, except ones that are speaking out against Joe Biden, right? But here is Keith Ellison. Well, this is Attorney General Keith Ellison. Is it the same guy, Representative Keith Ellison? I'm sure it is. But here he is posing with at least the the state of New Jersey recognizes Antifa as domestic terrorists. So either way you cut it, here he is posing with a handbook for domestic terrorism, right? And then for that same group, for that same exact group, here's him pressing charges against these officers, and this very case has pushed a nationwide riot that has led to mostly low-income houses and mom-and-pop businesses burned to the ground. Conveniently, no one rich was hurt. Isn't that strange, chat? Isn't it weird that conveniently nobody in power was hurt during the making of this fucking field exercise? Isn't that strange? How fucking weird, right? But remember, the FBI has found no credible evidence. No credible evidence. Now, there was an NPR article that came out. Let's see if I can... I don't know if I tweeted about it, because I've been not so active on Twitter lately. I did actually. Here we are. You guys are going to love this, because this plays into the next point I'm going to make. Here's what I'll do. I'll just archive that and then bring it up on the first screen here. Where are we at? The DC one. Not DC. We'll go to Lexington. I guess it doesn't want to scroll. Okay, that's. So if I just do this, would it help? No, it wouldn't. Hold on, chat. I got this. This will just take me a second. Alright, looks like the audio cut out on that one. I'll have it up here in a second. Alright, there we go. I'll fix it here in a second. Try to reload that. So this is NPR, by the way. Protesting racism versus risking COVID. I wouldn't weigh these crises separately. You guys are going to dig this. Tens of thousands of people, masked and unmasked, have thronged to the streets of Minneapolis, Atlanta, Louisville, Kentucky, and other cities in this week since George Floyd died after a white Minneapolis police officer kneeled on his neck. They just can't accept that somebody finally wanted to embrace Colin Kaepernick. Anyway, risk of transmission is lower. This is from Dr. Elaine Nozelli, an assistant professor of global health at Boston University. Risk of transmission. I realize you guys can't see this right now. Risk of transmission is lower in open spaces, but whether there is a gathering, but wherever there is a gathering, there is still a risk of transmitting the virus. Now, here's the part where they say that white supremacy is a virus. Here we go. Don't yell, use signs and noise markers or noisemakers instead. The New York City Department of Health and Mental Hygiene issued a list of tips for demonstrators to lower the risk of contracting COVID. Dr. Nozelli continues and says that she agrees with the sentiment. I can see how some of these tips can be difficult to follow. For example, if you're angry or frustrated about an issue and you want to express that feeling, and speaking is one way of doing that.
I said it's not eating
Oh, look at this. Both the streams appear to have stopped. I'll take care of that here in a minute.
How dare you?
No, we want that one up. Here it is. I'm so concerned about it that I'm urging everybody to consider their exposure if they need to isolate from their family members when they go home and if they need to be tested, because we have worked very hard to blunt the curve. But the risks of congregating during a global pandemic shouldn't keep people from protesting their right to assimilate and their... Oh, wait, never mind. For racism, because that's protected by the First Amendment, you know. But the risk of congregating during a global pandemic shouldn't keep people from protesting racism, according to dozens of special health and disease experts who signed an open letter in support of the protest. White supremacy is a lethal public health issue that predates and contributes to COVID-19.
Okay.
Just in this past week, we've seen rioters burn more and cause more damage and more death than white supremacists have in the last however long. Just in that, and then if you bring in all of the shootings in places of like Chicago and typically Democrat-ran massive cities, in those places, more people die all the time. But they need, you know, the boogeyman, right? I'm going to go ahead and read this again because it is peak absurdity. White supremacy is a lethal public health issue. A lethal public health issue that predates and contributes to COVID-19. Here you have it, chat. Experts, medical experts, telling you that people believing they're better than you, that's actually causing, you know, more. We told you this world-ending epidemic, right? This thing was going to destroy the world if we didn't stay inside. Well, do you know what's more deadly than that? Racism. What the fuck? Who needed a degree to come up with this nonsense? Fucking racism is more deadly than the boogeyman they have been portraying. It's insanity. Pure fucking insanity. At the end of the day, this is how stupid outrage against racism is. Why do you give a shit if somebody believes they're better than somebody else? Even if it's on a dumb premise. Why do you care? Who gives a shit? Oh, these people think that they're better than other people. Why? Because they're rich? No, because they're white. Well, it's the same fucking difference. Right? At least if you're in that group, that's what you think. I can't even, chat. Literally shaking here. These people on all sides are so fucking awful. They care more about saying they're saying mean words than they care about actual violence. Remember there was a police chief. He wasn't police chief. He was a former police officer of 38 years, and he was shot and killed defending a pawn shop. And what irritated, as bad as it was, the guy filming, who's just like, bro, they shot this old man, bro. Just filming him as the guy, he's like, he's dead. Like, the guy's dying. You can still hear him gasping for breath. Motherfucker should have put down his goddamn phone. Got down on one knee up to him, like leaned him up, put a pressure on the wound, called 911, and told him, be like, hey, brother, I'm going to keep you awake. We're going to get you out of this, man. I fucking got you. I got you. The universe works in strange ways, and the universe sent me to be here with you right now. So whatever happens, whether you make it out of this or not, you're not alone, okay? I got you, brother. I got you. I'm here. He's like, stay with me, man. Stay with me. Call somebody to help. I'm not even a medical professional, but I know enough to be like, all right, call somebody over, apply pressure on this fucking wound. You do not let this asshole fall asleep. And then just seeing the guy just scream, bro, he's dead, bro. And the guy's like he's dying for sure. Didn't even do anything to try to help him. Just seeing a lot of that. Irritating. Fucking rip, old man. All right, let's find ourselves some things to look at. Some nice little live streams. Oh, it was an old man that was protecting a pawn shop. And You know, that's why these people do not want you to protect your community. They have no interest in that. All right, looks like okay. We should be good. Check Discord. I'll check that here in a second. I want to, because I have another clip here for you. Got him. Alright, let's transition that over real quick. Hospital staff come out to applaud George Floyd protest in New York. Demonstrators shout back, "Thank you." Hey, you remember when they got these protesters? And by the way, I don't believe these are actual hospital staff. You guys can't see this. Let me switch it over. I don't believe these people are legitimate hospital staff, because I saw this happen during the anti-lockdown protests, where they came out and they stopped traffic, right? Stopped ambulances from getting to the hospitals, right? You gotta stop traffic so you can virtue signal, where pretending to be a nurse, blocking the roads. How dare you, right? How dare you go outside? But when it's people, I mean, to be fair, these people do look like they're on a march. This does look like a peaceful protest.
How dare you?
But not all of these are peaceful protests. Most of these protests are riots. Fake hospital staff. Absolutely, they're fake. I don't believe for one fucking second any of these people are legitimate hospital officials. All right, with that. Yeah, I can bring that up. I want to take care of getting the other streams up first. So give me a minute here. They're 100% fake nurses, absolutely. The window isn't cropped properly because it was shot vertically.
Put down your fucking gun! Put down your fucking badge! Be a fucking human being! I've got business cards! Do you think that married people don't see prostitutes?
Kobe.
Married cops don't see prostitutes? Y'all love prostitutes. You love raping them too. How many of y'all have raped a prostitute? How many of y'all have threatened a prostitute with arrest?
Tell the
if
crew
she
to
doesn't
push the
fuck
whopper
you?
button.
No, not you? Not yet? Maybe one day though, huh? If you quit today, I'll fuck you consensually. And I'm good too. And I love to hate fuck. I'll hate fuck the shit out of you. And
That's
you'll love
right.
it.
That's right. That's right.
How dare you?
Uh-oh.
You know, we're reaching levels of society that I never thought possible. There's only so many ways I can change the memes up around. Even me, you know, the fucking nadir of mimetic derivative. Even I find my places where, okay, this is officially dead. This isn't funny anymore. No humor is left. It's upside down world. It is weird, isn't it? A lot of doublespeak going on. Alright, we'll see if we can bring it. Yeah, so that one looks good. This is in Lexington, Kentucky. And let's bring up a DC stream. This one should be it here. Nice. I am so sorry, chat. Congratulations, the stream is officially shadow banned. Yeah, is it not popping up in feeds? That happened even when we had like 440 people here the other night. That one was not popping up in feeds at all. Not in sub feeds. So, what can you do? Did I see the video of Review Tech USA crying about being on an anti-American list of YouTubers because he was open about being pro-Bernie, but he's using Black Lives Matter as a deflection? He's a strange fella. I'm not necessarily a big fan of Review Tech. Another Mundane Matt type, Mundane Matt light, so to speak. Or maybe Matt Jarbo is Review Tech USA light, but either way, that guy's still waiting for his $20 fucking dollars. That guy wants his $20 wherever he's at. Yep, Shadowban. Yep, not in subfeed. You have to go to channel to get to the stream. Well, there you go. Well, to the 300 of you that made it, I appreciate you. And you know what's... Yeah, I've seen a lot of people say Shadowban confirmed. You know, I was speaking up against Donald Trump. Shame. Absolute shame. Okay, we have some people saying they get a notification, they have subs, shows up for me. That's like half and half. Okay, that's another DC.
How dare you?
Okay, there we go. Bring those up, and we'll see if we can find another place here. We got Hollywood. Let's turn that down a little bit. I don't think anything happened. They just got loud. You know how they do. Okay, looks like we're good.
So it's the very end of the protest, guys, so that's what's happening.
I believe this is another... Yeah, this one's in Hollywood, not Charlotte. Let me change that.
But a lot of people are just doing their own thing.
See, we're fine-tuning this son of a bitch. I'll eventually get this right. So this one we'll leave at... 360, put 240. And the rest of these... we'll put at 144. Whenever I get some kick-ass new fucking PC, I'll be sure to run these at a little bit higher of a resolution, but I'm going to try to keep the stream flowing somewhat fluid if possible. Oh yeah, that's definitely in California. That's a guy from Hollywood if I've ever seen it. Me too. Glad I'm not. If I had a drone and there was one of these close by, I would be taking the drone out there. I would be putting a speaker to it with a throwaway YouTube channel and a throwaway Streamlabs, and I would just be doing the TTS window of life stream essentially, but from a drone. Just can you imagine? Just a drone going through all of these angry protesters that are just beating people out of their homes and or out of their cars. It just, you can imagine. I don't even have to emulate it. You guys know what kind of fucking donations would come out in TTS. The slideshow stream. Yeah, is it a bit much? Here, let's take the Lexington, Kentucky one off. Which is the one with a volume anyway. So I'll pause that. Maybe we'll bring it back up.
You guys are so welcome for the stream. Just keep checking in. I'll keep you updated.
Alright. What I will do, hold on a second.
The energy out here, guys. It's unreal. It's unbelievable. Well, the good energy. Sing weed.
And that's 3, okay.
We were like, thank you for the stream, bro.
No carrots, no peas. Uh-oh.
What are they saying? I can't see. What are they saying?
There we go.
Yeah.
Hey, hey, ho, ho, these are the only words that I know. We had TC with $10. Did you see the video of child soldiers at protests? I did. I only saw the quick, it's like a 15-second clip of, what are these people doing? They brought kids? What is going on? I think I tweeted it out saying something along the lines of, it was Coney 2020. Yeah, Coney 2020. Did you miss anything good? So far, nothing. So far, nothing. Although, Brick, you might be interested in a Donald Trump tweet. By the way, good choice in first name, by the way. Maybe since you weren't here, I think you'll appreciate this. I'll bring up Donald Trump's tweet. So this read out to me like a tweet Ethan Ralph would send out. It just reminded me so much. So hey, at the very least, well done Trump, you are, or Trump. Well done Ralph, you are channeling the Trump energy. Or maybe Trump's channeling the Gaunt energy. I can't decide which one came first. Here you go. I think you're gonna like this, Brick. Let me bring this up. Probably the only thing Barack Obama and I have in common is that we both had the honor of firing Jim Mattis, the world's most overrated general. I asked for his letter of resignation and felt great about it. His nickname was Chaos, which I didn't like, and changed to Mad Dog. His primary strength was not military, but rather personal public relations. I gave him a new life, things to do and battles to win, but he seldom brought home the bacon. I didn't like his leadership style or much else about him, and many others agree. Glad he is gone. The reason I bring this up is mostly because of how much his fan base liked Mattis not too long ago. So when you hear, oh, now I never fucking liked him, you know, you liked him when you were using that to grow your support base back in 2015, 2016. Then he was just the guy you were looking for, just the kind of guy you liked. My, how things change really quick, right? That's crossing. It's certainly fucking disrespectful. At the very least, even if he didn't like the guy, or he didn't like his, you know, whatever, this is incredibly disrespectful to somebody of the military, in my personal opinion. Trump is a sellout. He certainly is. Fuck Trump. And I know how stupid that sounds, but just for all the shilling for fucking Israel, man, dude can get fucked. I got my pair of Justice Jordans. I finally found reparations. I found justice. And it was inside a Foot Locker. Ralph unmodded someone on livestream for telling chat that guest was a tranny. No shit, though. He didn't sell out, he bought in. That's right, Cancer. That's fucking right. Oh, man. No, I've been seeing him go at Josh a little bit. It's been pretty funny. I've been enjoying the show, at the very least. At least he's entertaining me, which is more than I can say about last year. That's not fair. He's kept me fairly entertained. Trump was a negotiator. Yeah, he's done a lot for Israel, right? To the point where he had Epstein co-defendant Alan Dershowitz defending him. He had him up on stage with Jared Kushner and a bunch of other people talking about how, you know, there's never been a president that's done more for Israel. And he's talked endlessly about black unemployment as if, look at how much that helped, Donnie. Look at how much it helped society. Oh, it doesn't look like it helped at all. Bro, give that guy his car back, for fuck's sake.
He said kneel. He said kneel.
Check Discord to see how cucked the National Guard is. Bring that up here. Ooh. I can close that and it might give us a little bit of extra processing power. There we go. Up to 30 frames per second now, folks. Netanyahu called him the first Jewish president. Based and red-pilled. Close that. Divert some power. How much money have we given the merchants in total? So Trump signed a thing, I think it was last year or maybe the year before, giving Israel $3.8 billion every year for the next 10 years. A long-term investment. So $38 billion to another nation that is perfectly sufficient on its own. Have you looked at what some of the content influencers on the site have to say or what they refuse to say? I don't know exactly what you mean. I haven't really been watching a lot of other channels, if that's what you mean. Just been doing my own thing last little bit.
Disgusting.
This is Google Translate clicking noises. I don't think that they do. But meanwhile, what angers me the most, or what I find so frustrating about this, is that a lot of people are not only had they had their jobs ruined, but there have been consistent national disasters across the nation that people have gotten the middle finger from the government. But when it came to giving, money to Israel, somebody in the chat says, yeah, it comes out to more than $5,000 per person in Israel. We're handing over just money to people who don't need it. It's beyond frustrating. Copy that over here. Cosmic Doggeron with $2. Weimar America sucks right now, but I'm hyped for the sequel. Sometimes the sequel is even better than the original. Sometimes. Alright, somebody sent this to me. Let me bring this up. You know, I think this might be the way to do it.